everybody, excited utterance here. My name is Hella. How are you all? It's another bright boon day in Australia. It is 9:30 a.m. in the morning. What time is it for you around the world? If you're not in Eastern time, I know what time it is in Eastern time. It's 7:30 p.m. But if it is a different time for you, let me know. Let me know, guys, because it's evening, I suppose, for you, and I guess it's getting a bit chillier, is it? For me, it's starting to get a bit warmer. Look, see, I've got my arms out. It's amazing. 7:30 p.m., 4:30 p.m. for you, beautiful waterfall. So you'd be on the West Coast, right? On the West Coast. Yep, 5:30 p.m., nearly on the West Coast, Chinny. 6:30 p.m., not quite on the East Coast. Wow. Okay. So, good to see you. Good to see you. Hello. Yeah, you're in Cali, are you? Sweet Tooth? No, so these people from the West Coast, I'm not aware of like the people who are watching it that are more like in the afternoon. How are you? Great to see you people. Schnavoosh is here. Good to see you, Schnavoosh. Lovely. Hello, for fuck's sake. I will say your whole name for FFS, for fuck's sake. Bob is here. Yes, good to see you. He didn't boomer it. I am amazed. I'm amazed. That's the first time in about 4 streams that he hasn't boomed it in some way. Amazing. Now, I got to tell you guys all something. Here we go. 5:30 p.m. Calgary time. East coast of Italy. Really? You're in Italy? I am Italian. Partially Italian. I'm from Sicily. My family's from Sicily. San Alfio, actually. So don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. Okay. I'll tell you guys something. Poor little Hella here. You know, I only want the best for everybody. I only want just ice. Just ice. I've even got a little emoji for just ice. And I only care about fair trials for everyone. Justice for everyone. Justice even for her. And people have been very mean to poor little Hella here. Very mean. Very mean. They've even told me that I've been very snarky. Even though I just go and tell people, hey, you know what? She hasn't actually had 8 lawyers before this one. She's had 4. She's had 4. Right? And you can check the documents. And in fact, today, if you have a look at the hearing that happened today, and by the way, you got to get to like 20 minutes into the hearing that happened today. Most people were disappointed by the hearing that happened today because she wasn't there. Sarah wasn't there. But the hearing that happened today was the one that I've been waiting for, and I'm not going to show it because it's a bit boring, but it was the hearing with a different judge, but it was the one that showed the public defenders. So Hobson, Bankowitz, and Cashman, the last 3 public defenders that represented Sarah Boone, and they came and wanted their money, basically, because multiple public defenders assigned to one case when there is a flat fee, and remember, it's a flat fee of only $15,000, guys, not very much money. And they all came along and said, hey, we all want to be reimbursed for our time because it's a big case. There's lots of discovery. There's lots of interviews, depositions, things like that. And $15,000 doesn't really cover it, even though that's what we signed up for. And now there's a few of us that all are going for the same for the same fee. So they had to have a hearing to be allowed to be paid. But why were there not 8 attorneys at that hearing? Why were there only 3? Here's the answer. Because 8 attorneys didn't represent her. Only 4 public defenders actually ever stood next to her in court. One of them was the one that was assigned to her at her arraignment. And then that person recused himself because her ex-husband came along, Brian Boone, came along and very generously offered to hire somebody to represent her. Now, I don't know what happened with that. I have a feeling that it might be something to do with the mounting court costs involved, and perhaps they just didn't get along. I don't know. But if I were him, I would be like, you're in a lot more trouble than I thought you were in, lady. And I don't think I can continue to pay for this. So that didn't go on for very long. So that's one of them, a private one. So that's 7. And 3 more of the public defenders that were appointed immediately recused themselves because of the fact that they had a what's called a conflict of interest. I'll just bring Dali in. How's it going?
Good. I'm about to sneeze, so.
Oh, good. Fantastic. Make sure that you, like in the YSL trial today, was it? Was it in YSL? No.
I'm sorry?
No, it wasn't actually. It was in Curry Richards today. There was a lawyer and he had the most fantastic COVID sneeze. He went like that. It was perfectly executed.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, 3 of them recused themselves immediately without doing any work whatsoever, and they never billed. And so there were actually today only 3 lawyers coming up looking for that $15,000. The first one, who only worked on the arraignment, wasn't even there for that. He must have been reimbursed separately. So yeah, anyway, lots of people have been coming at me on multiple platforms because I just point out this one thing, that it is misinformation that there have been 8 public defenders who have all been sacked by her, or that the state has paid for these 8 people. Today, it was clear as day. There were 3 attorneys in that room that were looking for their money to be paid, and they were paid. So anyway, poor me. I can whine and whine and whine, but you know. And the other thing that has been happening is, and if you have a look at the thumbnail that I made for today, I really like having conversations with people, and hi everybody today, because I want to have a conversation with you all about what possible arguments might come up at trial. And I like to have those conversations and have them in a really meaningful, respectful way. But I find that I just can't have those conversations with people because they're so set in their ideas already as to, yeah, like that. They're already so set in their ideas as to what the outcome should be. She should just be found guilty of the highest charge, and let's not even discuss it. How could she possibly be going for the battered spouse syndrome defense? Because she said it was not intentional, right? So, guys in chat, let's have a discussion, and everyone, please, feel free to disagree.
Not intentional.
Yeah, not intentional. What I wanted to have a little chat with you guys all about, I'm glad you're all here. Hey, Nights with Pink, good to see you. Hey, my mate from Aussie, he is a creator here on YouTube, and catch him later on in the evenings. We'll put your link up there later. Yeah, guys, how could she keep saying not intentional, but she's now come out with this battered spouse defense, which is actually a self-defense argument. So, I'll tell you what I think about that, and I'd like to hear some discussion and rebuttals if you've got them. My feeling on this is that it can be self-defense and not intentional if an aspect of it is not intentional, but she meant to do something. Yeah, she meant to do something to defend herself. So, say for example, if I got into an argument with Dali, right, and he did something that I thought was aggressive towards me, and I wanted to defend myself, but I didn't want him to die. Right? So my intention was not for him to die, so that's not intentional. But I did want to protect myself from him. Yeah. So that's intentional, right? So it's not intentional. It wasn't intentional for me to put him into a situation where he was going to actually die, but I did want to defend myself from him.
And stop the threat.
So that's where I'm like, can it be 2 things at once? So in her situation, what I'm wondering is, when she kept saying it was not intentional, did she mean it was not intentional that he died? Right? Dali saved the Pringles. What are you talking about? Hey, Jean-Marie, how are you? She didn't intend to defend herself. So that's what people are kind of saying, I think, that she didn't intend to defend herself. But I think what the defense is going to argue, what her lawyers are going to argue, is that he beat on her for years, right? And he, like her lawyer said that in the last hearing, Mr. Torres beat on my client for years, right? So therefore, was she in a state of, like, yes, drunkenness, yes, she was upset, all that kind of thing, but was she at a point of anguish and at the end of her rope that she was sitting there, yes, taunting him, yes, all those terrible things, but then she didn't intend to pass out and leave him in the suitcase, and therefore he died. So that part is not intentional.
And to be honest, locking somebody in a suitcase, maybe they were violent. Maybe because he did have wounds to the back of his head, like he was struck with something. So could she have hit him in the head, knocked him out? That didn't kill him, and the coroner said that. But then she put him in the suitcase to restrain him?
I don't know if it's possible. Like, okay, he's a small guy.
Very.
Right?
Less than 100 pounds.
Very. He's like 5 foot or something, and he's thin as well.
Yeah.
I don't know how... I don't know about this theory of her putting him actually in there. I've thought about this, guys. Like, is it possible for a woman of her size to actually put him in there, like fold him up and put him in there like a piece of clothing?
It was a pretty big suitcase.
I know, but she'd have to be pretty strong.
If
She
he's
wanted to
unconscious?
hurt him, but didn't intend for him to die. Yeah, I think there might be a bit of that, Bronze. So, yeah, like, that makes sense to me. And I keep thinking about the Ashley Benefield case. Like, she wanted to defend herself from this threat, but she didn't intend for him to die from it.
Yeah.
And so she got a lesser included, but she got a gun enhancement, right? Whereas there wouldn't be the firearm enhancement with Sarah Boone. In fact, she'd be very close to almost time served, right?
I think max, if she gets manslaughter, the max is like 15 years. And it can be a lot less because there's no firearm.
Because there's no firearm, right? So, yeah, Chadigi, oh, you're not sure about this? Okay, well, the story. In fact, let's get the video out. Dali, do you have the video? Yeah, sweet.
And to be honest, nobody really knows exactly what happened that night.
And that's the other thing. Yeah, exactly. So, and this is the other thing. So many people think they know exactly what happened because they saw the 2-minute video. And then they've read some police reports of things that have happened between this couple over the years leading up to it. And then they've gone and listened to some YouTubers do some psychobabble about how, oh no, she must have been the primary aggressor. She had all of these things over him. Like she would apparently say that she would call the government, as in, because he has family or something or friends who are illegal immigrants, and she would call the authorities about that. If he didn't do certain things, she would call the cops on him and get him arrested.
She isn't a nice person, but that doesn't mean she doesn't get a fair trial, and we don't treat her like everybody else.
Exactly. I mean, she's clearly not the most fun person to be around. The thing about it is, like, we're talking about clothes for her to go to court, and there's no one to help her get close to go to court right now. Usually people have friends and family who are like rallying around to get them close to go to court. They're talking to the public defender's office to get her close to go to court. So that goes to show you how many friends and family she's got rallying around her right now. Not many, right? So no, she's not very popular. She's not the most nice person to be around. We all get that.
Yeah.
But I'm someone who likes to dig into the other side of the case, because this has been going on for like 4.5 years, and all we've heard is what the government has let us hear. And that bugs me, right? It really bugs me, because I have a feeling that there's more to this. Okay, so you got the video?
Yeah.
Let's go. Oh, guys, okay. Again, I always say whenever we watch this, it's only 2 minutes. But trigger warning, we're watching someone in the last moments of their life here. Unfortunately, we don't see them, but they're in the suitcase. So apparently the deal was that they were playing games that day, and it was a game of hide and seek. Could you maximize it, please? Thank you, Dali.
Sarah.
For everything you've done to me.
Sarah.
For everything you've done to me.
Sarah.
Fuck you.
Sarah.
Fuck you.
Sarah.
Stupid.
Sarah.
That's my name. Don't wear it up.
Sarah. I can't fucking breathe, babe. Seriously.
Yeah, that's when you do when you choke me.
Sarah.
That's what you do when you choke me.
Sarah. Sarah. Sarah, I can't breathe, babe.
That's on you.
Sarah, I can't breathe.
It's on you.
Sarah.
Real or ransom. Might want to get video for it extra. Because I got this.
Sarah.
Real or ransom.
Sarah. Sarah, I can't breathe, babe.
Oh. That's what I feel like when you drink on me.
Sarah.
Fuck you.
Fucking breathe, Sarah.
Yeah. You should probably shut the fuck up.
Sarah.
Okay. So, I tell you something. When I first saw that video, and this is, I think I reacted differently to a lot of people. When I first saw that video, my reaction was, what did he do to you?
Yeah.
What did he do to you? And I think a lot of people's reaction wasn't that. It was more, let him out. Just let him out. And of course I wanted her to let him out. But then I really was like, whoa, what did he fucking do to you? Like, what did he do to you that you really won't let him out?
Well, clearly he's done something that she feels this way. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying from her perspective at that moment, she's drunk off her ass.
That's true.
Drunk off her ass. So I'm not making, I'm just saying at that moment from her mind, she's saying you kind of, I don't think she thought he couldn't breathe.
I don't think she understood the gravity of that, no. Yeah. Like, I don't think she quite understood that he was serious, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't think she understood much at that moment.
No. That too.
No.
But it sounds like she got him contained and then was just really, and then kind of was really drunk and then taunting him. Now it looks really bad. But
KLF, you're right. She was obviously drunk and wanting to hurt him, make him suffer, but suitcases aren't airtight, so she never thought he'd actually die. This is a huge one, and we've talked about this a lot, right? How many people really think that a material suitcase like that is going to make someone suffocate? I don't think, especially in that state that she was in, that she thought that through. And then she passed out, right? then she passed out.
That said, when you drink alcohol, you are taking the risks that you're imbibing you're altering your mind. So if something bad
Absolutely.
happens, you can't say, oh, I was just drunk.
Absolutely. But that's what I mean by the not intentional part.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah. So that part there is the accident.
Yeah.
The accident is her falling asleep and not being aware that she was potentially causing him to die by not taking action and letting him out. Right? So I think there was intention in defending herself in the first place because she was battered. And that's a whole different story whether or not she was battered. But if she was battered and this was a build up of her feeling threatened for her life over a period of time, and then she defended herself in that moment but didn't realize that she was actually potentially causing him to die, then that part is unintentional. I don't know whether the defense is actually going to argue that or not, though. Like, the defense might throw out the accident part. The defense might say that, look, when she was in that interrogation room, she was still traumatized from all these years of being battered.
Yeah.
And she did see it as an accident because she fell asleep. Falling asleep was an accident. That part was, like, if you think about it, for passing out and not doing anything, knowing that your boyfriend is in this suitcase, can still be considered an accident, can't it?
Well, I mean, this all comes down to jury instructions.
Hate
What
content
are they?
lasagna.
And quite frankly, it's a cluster F.
Yeah.
It is not like a normal case. Do you think they did this? And then you look at what is this? This is, did she intend to put him in? Did she put him in the suitcase or did he get in?
Yeah.
If he did or did not, then it's like a choose your own adventure book. And you go to different pages. Like, they need that for the jury instructions.
Yeah.
You know, did they intend to put him in the suitcase? Yes or no? Okay. They did put him in the suitcase. What level does the alcohol affect it? Is it manslaughter? Like, you have to analyze certain aspects of her behavior that night. Well, there are so many aspects of her behavior that affect this case.
Yeah, I know. And by the way, as predicted, the court has denied the defense's motion to suppress the interrogation. So that's just come through in the last 24 hours. Yeah, they tried. They were going for suppressing it because of the Miranda warning, but no, no luck with that one. Old Red says it looks bad because it is bad. Her lawyers do have some things to work with, but it's very, very, very bad evidence, and the jury will be told her drunkenness is not relevant.
Just being drunk is not relevant.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that the experts will try and say that there was some psychosis or something involved, but
Well, the psychosis. Yeah, okay. So that.
yeah. Look, I know the video is terrible, but the psychoanalyst, is it psychoanalyst, will try to talk about there being a build-up of fear over time with her in the relationship with George. And I think it's going to be really ugly. I think we're going to hear some really ugly testimony about what happened in those years leading up to that moment. Yeah. And it's going to be contrary to a lot of the opinion and narrative that we've been hearing from YouTubers, from podcasts, etc., who've been getting out all of these police reports and going, look, Sarah, she's the one who's been aggressive towards him. I don't think anyone can know. Being voluntarily drunk can be used as an excuse to get out of, can't be used. No, just the drunk part, no, absolutely. But that's not what battered spouse defense is. So I think the jury can't be told to not take things into account. I mean, they can be told not to, but they're still humans.
Yeah.
Right? They're still humans. They'll still think about these things. Right. So it's a forensic psychologist. Thank you, Lexi. It's a lot easier to pass out when you're drunk. Yeah. That's for sure. That's for sure. It's interesting. Someone even brought up another theory, and that is, did she do anything at all? Like, is her inaction actually a crime? Because if he got in himself and she just didn't do anything, her only crime is to sit there and fall asleep or go to bed.
But how would it have been zippered up? He wouldn't have been like, he could have got in and she could have been like tiptoeing up there, like, you know,
True.
Elmer Fudd or whatever, and then just
That's true. Who zippered her up? Who zippered him up? Yeah.
And then I think
That's
she
true.
also kicked the suitcase down the stairs, maybe.
Okay. Oh, the kicking of the suitcase down the stairs. That's an interesting theory. And that comes from, mainly that theory came from a neighbor who said that they heard a thud in the vicinity of where they think the stairs are, right, at a certain time of night. And then the people have gone and looked at the autopsy report and gone, yeah, there's some bruises on him that could relate to something like that. But it really came from this neighbor, right? And it's so speculative. Yeah. It's so speculative. So we don't know. We do not know. In fact, actually, since we're talking about that, I have for you something to look at, and that is this. I have the floor plan. No, I need mine. Present
Need wine?
screen.
Okay.
No,
Sarah.
mine. I'm not Sarah. The floor plan of the apartments. So the place is now called the Vista at Winter Park. It was called something else prior. They've changed the name of the apartment complex.
I wonder why.
Yeah. But she was unit
I wonder,
3.
can you rent the apartment?
No, someone said something about that earlier. Sarah's apartment, Mavka, I took this one. So Sarah's apartment has been vacant for 5+ years.
Her clothes are gone because she hasn't lived there. Who's being sarcastic with us?
Oh, right, okay.
I think that's what he meant, because we were talking about her getting clothes.
Oh, okay, all right. So the Vista at Winter Park, it did have another name, but it still obviously exists, and they're still renting it out. You can rent apartments there.
How much for a Sarah Boone apartment tour?
That's actually a good point.
That'd be good. Rent houses where crime happens.
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. So, so this is kind of there's only 2 different kinds of apartments: a 2-bed 2.5 bath and a 2-bed 2 bath. I know, right? So I assume she's got the lesser of the two, but they're pretty similar. So you can see where I'll just zoom this up. You see where the steps are. So this is the lower floor, and you've got the dining area and the lounge chairs. And the lounge chairs are, this is where the video was kind of taken. See on the left-hand side, you can see my mouse. So you can see on the left-hand side, the video was sort of taken around here, right? So the suitcase would have been about there-ish, right? You can see where my mouse is.
Wasn't that where Sarah was and the suitcase was in the top right of the room?
I don't think they had their lounge suite there. I think they had it more, or she was on the lounge there.
So this is kind of like an open floor plan.
It's open floor plan, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. It's good feng shui.
So the question is, right, if the suitcase was thrown down the staircase, she still would have had to have dragged it around here.
Oh.
Right? That doesn't really make any sense. So, because if you can see from upstairs, she would have had to have dragged it. Like, even if he got in up here, like in the hallway, she would have had to have thrown it down there and, yeah, thrown it from the hallway and then dragged it around. So that's a fair bit of work to get it to that point, anywhere around there, for her to be filming it in that position. So I don't really know about this whole theory of throwing it down the stairs. I think that's a little bit far-fetched. I don't know if they can. I don't know if they can prove that anyway.
That too.
Yeah. Judge said she could wear street clothes and makeup and hair. He said that in the hearing, as long as they can get them to her. And P.S. that's another thing that people have been saying that is really just blowing things out of proportion. She never ever asked for like a hairstylist or a makeup artist. All the lawyer said was, can she have street clothes for the next 2 hearings? And judge said, if you can get them to her. And the other thing Owen said was, is it possible she would like to have some makeup and someone to fix her hair? And judge said, you'll just have to put in a motion for that. And that was it. It was done. So it's not like she asked for there to be like a stylist there every day doing her hair and makeup. And that's what people have been saying. So and didn't I call it that was what was going to happen? We might see her in street clothes on Thursday. Yeah, we absolutely might. And you think about it, like Brian Koberger has been in suits for every single hearing because of the really public nature of the case. So many people watch every single hearing. It's prejudicial for people to see him in jail clothes every single time. People think he's guilty. And so the courts have allowed him to be in a suit for every single hearing. Well, not Sarah. So why not? Yeah, sure. No, totally. But it was an interesting one I wanted to pick up on. Interesting one. No, you haven't seen a motion yet? If he hasn't put a motion in, then we won't see it. That won't be for this Thursday then. Unless he does it really, really quick. Yeah. Okay, anyway, since we were talking about the Vista Winter Park Apartments, hey, that brings me to this.
You're back.
You're right. Well, this here is the actual apartment. Ha ha ha, right here. There it is. Isn't it pretty? Hey, Eric, how awesome would it be if the motion gets granted and Sarah shows up with a mohawk? That'd be great. Yeah. Okay, no, she doesn't want a stylist for court. She didn't ask for that at all. All right, cool. Okay, so that there, because she was third from the end. So 1, 2, 3. Unit 3, 4754 Franz Court. That one right there. Yep. Cool. Anyway, so the reason I bring this up is because we're going to hear a very short interview with the new witness that has been called by the state. And they call him a neighbor, but he's actually an old friend of George's. An old friend of George. And the reason this is interesting is because, where is it? Notice of supplemental discovery. Let's look at this. So, here we go. Abraham Moreno. Good old honest Abe. Let's see what the state has to say about him. Comes now the state of Florida by and through the undersigned assistant state attorney and hereby makes the following information available. Let me just move this to the middle. To the defense and states as follows. Abraham Moreno gave a statement to law enforcement in this case, which has been provided in discovery pages 237 to 247. The unassigned assistant state attorney spoke with Mr. Moreno in advance of trial on September 23, 2024. Mr. Moreno indicated to this assistant state attorney that the defendant was stating that what happened was an accident on the day of the murder. There you go. Mr. Moreno said that the defendant stated that she was teaching him a lesson and things got out of hand. Okay. And that she fell asleep. Mr. Moreno recalls the defendant making the statement prior to law enforcement arriving on the scene. He recalls the defendant making this statement prior to law enforcement arriving on the scene. Really? 4 and a bit years ago. You remember that? Okay. Alrighty. I certify that a copy hereof has been furnished to James Sylvan Owens, blah, 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 blah. Right. So this is their latest witness for the prosecution. And so I thought, Abraham Moreno, let me see if I can find what he said at the actual time, shall we? Yes, he lived in the complex. In fact, he lived about, where are we? Just up the street, in fact. So if we go, let's go back up here a little bit. He lived just around the corner. So this is Lucia Court. Oh, hello, lady and dog. He lived on Lucia Court. Lucia Court is right around the corner from Franz Court. Franz Court is where Sarah and George lived. And yeah, Lucia Court right here. And you'll hear that in this interview in a moment. So he lived, I believe it's this building over here. We can't get quite over to there properly. Oh no, not that one. That one. This building here. Right. One of these buildings, but just around the corner from them. If he's the neighbor she tried to get deported, he probably remembers it. No, I don't think he is, because he's been in the US for a really long time. We'll hear about that in a moment, guys. Let's find out, shall we? So I have gone and found the interview. It only goes for about sort of 8 minutes or so. And let us look at that, shall we? That's a different neighbor. Yeah, that is a different neighbor. Yep. Alrighty. It just so happens that they're neighbors, but they've known each other longer than that.
I'm currently located at
4704
4704
Lucia Court.
In Winter Park, Florida, 32792 at the Tealwood Park Apartments complex in the front office. Also with me is, can you state your name, sir?
Abraham Moreno.
Okay, and your date of birth? So with me is my partner, Detective Scott Lullen with the Orange County Sheriff's Office. Okay, Abram, prior to us going on recording, I was informed by Melissa, who's the property manager, that you knew Jorge Torres.
Correct.
And you were explaining that you knew him from Philadelphia when he was smaller.
Yes.
And then now you, I guess, had reconnected
When I started working here in October.
In October of last year?
Of last year.
Of 19. Okay. So you said that you last saw him, you said it was last Tuesday?
Last Thursday.
Last Thursday. Okay, thank you. So last Thursday was the 20th?
Correct.
Sound about right? Okay. Now, what can you tell me about George and Sarah's relationship?
They had an off rocky relationship, which was physical on occasions. I'm aware of the fact that George had a probation officer. He was in anger management. And again, they had their good times, their bad times. Sometimes he would instigate the situations. Majority of the times, Sarah Boone instigated the situations. And she ended up with bruises. But that's more of him, like, kind of pushing her off of himself.
Okay. And that's what he told you?
Yes.
Okay.
And she verified it with you.
Sarah verified with you?
Yes.
Okay. Did they both drink a lot?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
In excess.
What?
In excess. They didn't drink to drink. They drank to sunrise to sunset, all the time in between.
Okay. Did you ever see them physically fight?
No.
Okay. Have you ever seen them physically argue?
I've seen them argue,
Argue. Okay.
but no physical contact.
Right. Has George confided in you about Sarah? About anything she's, I know that they both, sometimes he'll...
He notified me, he had told me on a couple of occasions where she called the police on him and had him put out. A couple of times he ended up getting arrested over it. And that she was the reason why he was taking the anger management courses. So, because a couple of weeks ago, he was still working at the hardware store on the corner until they closed.
Right.
And that's where me and him would have more of our conversations than anything else. I'm going there to get stuff. Now it's just me and him, one-on-one.
Right.
She's not there to create this situation.
Okay. And so, just correct me if I'm wrong, you said that sometimes he would instigate it and sometimes she would instigate it?
Yes.
Okay. And he admitted to that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know when, did he confide in you about like their last physical argument or fight?
The last physical fight that they had, she mentioned it to me, Melissa, and Mr. G when she got arrested. When we were all standing outside, and she's like, I want to speak to you. And G walked over to an officer and said, is it okay if she speaks to us? They said we would prefer not, but that is her choice.
Right.
We did not ask her any questions. She had told us that a couple of days ago they got into a fight where he grabbed her by her hair and dragged her down the steps.
Okay.
And that would probably be a day or two before this situation happened.
Before the situation?
With the suitcase.
Okay, so when did you talk? When was that?
She was talking to us outside Monday afternoon.
Oh, Monday. Okay. I thought you said the last time she got arrested, and I'm like...
No, when she got arrested, well, when everybody was at her door.
When we were investigating.
When you were doing during your investigation, because you was typing in the car.
Okay.
She was talking to us outside. There was a young officer at the door who heard the conversation.
Okay.
Because he was only 20 feet away.
Okay. So she told you what again? One more time.
That they had gotten into a fight. He grabbed her by the hair and dragged her down the steps.
2 days prior?
Probably about 2 days prior to that situation.
So that would be Saturday.
Yeah, over the weekend, yes.
Whatever
took place over the weekend, Saturday or Sunday.
Okay.
Then she told us that they were playing hide and seek. He went in the suitcase. She zipped it up. And then she went upstairs and passed out.
What?
Did he ever confide in you, like, what he did? Like, for fun? Besides, like, the drinking, like, is there other activities that he did? Did he ever tell you, like, oh, I'm trying to get into this?
They actually used to do a whole lot of arts and crafts inside of the townhome. And they did a lot of it with her son. Kind of.
What?
There wasn't a perfect relationship, but they tried, I guess, in their own way.
Right. Okay. Is there anything else that he would tell you about him and Sarah's relationship that you think is important for us to know?
I think you actually know it all. They just had a very rocky physical relationship.
Rocky?
Did you ever see marks or bruises on him?
Yes,
Okay. Like what?
scratches on the neck.
Scratches.
Dali has to head out. Thank you for being here. You are muted, you boomer.
I boomered.
Yeah, big time.
Not big time. I ended my stream
Yeah.
today.
You managed that. That was great.
I know.
Awesome. Okay.
I'll
Bye
be
now.
in chat. All right, love you.
Okay. See you. Bye. Love you. Bye.
Bye. Leave studio.
Yeah, leave studio. Don't end the stream. Leave the studio. Okay, bye now.
As I said, with her attacking him, he's kind of just
Trying to
shove
stop.
her back, but because she's such light skin, as soon as he touched her, instant bruises all across the arms and things of that nature.
Right. Okay. So I don't know if you've noticed or if it's been before, but the door, there's like a bunch of markings on the door. Have you ever noticed that or no?
On which door?
Their door.
The front door, the very front metal door.
I haven't looked at it,
Okay.
but I know if I was to look at it, I could probably tell you what it was.
Okay.
Did y'all hear that? She said there's a bunch of markings on their front door on the inside. That was probably from...
Okay, so that's some chick that's doing a voiceover, and she's like, oh, did y'all hear that? There's a bunch of markings on the inside of the door. It's like, well, yeah, okay. That could mean anything. Can you actually, like, you know, tell whether or not they're hers or his or what?
Saw it
No,
compared
because
to.
they had keys. Now, they probably slamming doors back
That
and
sounds
forth
cute.
and had an argument. I know of one instance where her ex-husband showed up,
Hiya, unknown.
but that would probably be around November.
Have you, has he ever talked to you about any damage inside the apartment that he needed help fixing that you couldn't do?
No.
Have you ever really been inside their apartment?
Yes, I have. I did basic work orders, like change the verticals, patch up.
Have you seen any damage that looks like it was caused by either one of them?
How did I say? It just looks like normal wear and tear of a unit.
Well, I noticed on the first floor there's a half bath there.
Yes.
There's like two or three patches on that door. Do you know anything about those patches?
No, not the door. I did the patchwork in the ceiling, and that was due to a leaking air conditioner.
Yeah,
The door would have had to have been super recent.
Yeah, one night. I did hear about that.
yeah. All right.
And you said has Sarah confided in you where Jorge is not there? Or is it
The
like,
most she ever did was we're fighting, we're arguing, he's always arguing with his ex-wife over the phone. I just tried not to get in the middle of that.
Did you know his ex-wife, or was that prior?
Oh, that's well after.
That's
Because I lived down
Well,
the street
after.
from George.
for how long?
You are
93
late.
to 2005.
So he would have started at, you said 14,
Yeah,
so he would have been into his mid-20s.
yeah, but it was me and my wife. And
Yeah.
trust me, she works for DHS.
Okay.
She's a child service kid.
Yeah.
My son is a Philadelphia police officer. Different circles altogether.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to ask. How well did you know him up there?
Oh, not like I said, to me, he was just a teenager running around with the other kids. And I was like,
See him at the corner store and stuff like
yeah,
that?
stuff like
That's
that.
not-
Well, literally on the block, because I lived here. My brother-in-law across the street was my ex-wife's aunt, and then George.
Okay.
So it was, and then her mother lived across the street. So restaurants,
Everyone
so no
lives
matter where you
there.
go, everybody sees each other in the corners and stuff.
Now down here, Was it just coincidence you got the job here, was walking through and ran into him and went,
Yep.
holy cow? Okay.
That's literally what happened. Real small world.
Do you ever go out and hang out with them, have
Nope.
dinner, go drinking? The only time we've ever seen them is when you're at work, either here on this property
Or when I would go to the hardware store. That's it.
Okay. Did you ever stay after?
It sounds like so much fun. He gets to work there, and he lives there, and his family's there, and George is there, and then there's like a hardware store he gets to go to. He goes to the hardware store, and he sees George there, and then he can pick up his hardware, and he can go and do the work at the houses. He never has to leave. That's it. Just goes to the hardware store, and he comes back, and that's it. And then there's the suitcase thing happens, and it ruins everything. It's all because of Sarah. All Sarah's fault.
Hang out in the apartment with them?
Nope. I don't hang out with residents.
Good.
Can you raise your right hand? Do you promise and swear everything we've talked
I
about has
confirm.
been true and accurate to
I
the
will
best of your...
confirm, I do not swear.
You won't
Confirm
swear.
everything we've talked about has been true and accurate to the
Yes.
best of your knowledge? Okay.
Okay, that's weird. Oh, look, simping comes up. Isn't that cool? All right. So anyway, let's get back to here. Right. So, yeah, look, it's just a little community of people who hate Sarah. Fun and games. Fun and games. Fun and games. Right. Now, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Stay with me, because have you been paying attention? Have you been paying attention? We need to now do something more fun than ever. If you've been paying attention, then guess what happens now? We're gonna play some trivia! Yes, indeedy we are. Yes, we indeedy are. I just have to get it going. Yes, indeedy we are. Alrighty, let's change over. Let's go. Let's go. It's time, guys. Have you been paying attention? Yes, you must be. You have to have been paying attention, otherwise, yes, Scott, you're just in time, which means that no, you're not going to win. You're not going to win. Oh well, never mind. You can try your best. Just for gags, we're doing a boon and swoon. Why not? You gotta practice, right? You gotta practice, because if you don't practice, then when it comes to trial time, you'll be slow. You won't be on there with your buzzers and stuff. So today, today we're going to be talking about all sorts of things. A little bit about that interview, a little bit just about things that have been happening with Boone in general, just stuff. So have you been paying attention? Could be anything. Could be anything. Alrighty, and remember that when the trial starts, we'll be running it here. Free Jody. We'll be running it here every night from 6 p.m. Eastern on fast mode. So that means no lunch breaks, no sidebars, nothing, none of that stuff. Just the occasional little short trivia quiz to keep us awake. But apart from that, it'll be all Boone all the time. And thank you everybody for being so fun and respectful today and getting involved in the discussion to do with the arguments related to the case. So nice to have nice people here who aren't like, no, she must be found guilty. She's going to go to prison anyway. We all know it. But it's nice to have some respectful discussion. Abraham knew George from when he was smaller in where? 1. Utah. 2. Philadelphia. 3. Pennsylvania. 4. Oregon. Put your numbers in chat. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Abraham knew George from when he was smaller in where? 1. Utah. 2. Philadelphia. 3. Pennsylvania. Or 4. Oregon. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Ba 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 da. Do do do.
Not intentional.
Sarah Boone needed a lawyer.
She really did.
Sarah Boone needed a lawyer.
And she got one. He's doing so well. Don't you guys think he's doing so well? It's the other thing someone said to me the other day. Oh, in the last hearing, James Owens was a mess. He was a mess. It's like, were you watching the same hearing? Damn. The dude is just like doing the Lord's work. Doing the Lord's work. I can't play that anymore. I keep getting these nasty things come up. Oh, everyone got it. Mavka, beautiful. Scott, I'm bronze. Online red and Shell Marie. Wow. Okay, I need to make the questions harder. What kind of courses did Abraham say George was taking? 1, contortion. 2, calisthenics. 3, anger management. 4, Alcoholics Anonymous. Put your answers in chat. What kind of courses did Abraham say George was taking? 1, contortion. 2, calisthenics. 3, anger management. Or 4, Alcoholics Anonymous. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Put your answers in chat. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Speech therapy. Oh, I think I need to make them harder. Contortion was pretty good, don't you think? Seriously, some of the comment sections I've been hanging out with, they would be like, contortion, that's not funny at all. You're sick. You are sick. You sick, vile person. Thank you. Thank you. Anger management. Oh, Char. Sorry, Char. Beautiful got it first. And then Mavka, then Scott, then Online Red, then Dali, then Bob, and then 8 others. Okay, how many attorneys were in attendance today for the hearing regarding payment of fees? Hey, you had to be here early for this one. 1, 3, 2, none, 3, 4, 4, 8. Put your numbers in chat, everybody. 1, 3, 2, none, 3, 4, or 4, 8. How many attorneys were in attendance today for the hearing regarding payment of fees? 1, 3, 2, none, 3, 4, or 4, 8. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Oh, we have a few different ones, do we, today? Do we? Barbara. It's getting late for you there, Barbara. Oh, man. There's this woman on Facebook, and she thinks I'm the devil because I keep telling her, no, it's 4. And she's like, I know this case better than you. You're not a local. I'm like, so I need to be from America to be able to count? Oh, look, check it out. Mavka, Scott, Bob, Dali, Half Irish and I'm bronze. Sorry to Content Lasagna and Beautiful. The name of Sarah's housing estate has now changed to be called what? 1, the Vista. 2, the Villas. 3, the View. Or 4, the vast prison sentence. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Put your answers in chat. The name of Sarah's housing estate has now changed to be called what? 1, the Vista. 2, the Villas. 3, the View. Or 4, the vast prison sentence. Oh, dear. Yeah, I can't count because I'm not an American. And I can't read the documents either because I'm not an American. So, yep. I know this better than you. I'm a local. Like, yep, there's still only been 4. Sorry, lady. Us lowly Australians, we can count. Okay, the Vista. Mavka, then Half Irish, then Old Line Red, then Jean Marie. And Dali, you got it wrong. And Scott, and Beautiful. Come on, Beautiful. The signs of the apartment block in Sarah's housing estate were what colour? Okay. Now, Sarah's actual sign on her house, right? Get this right, because we were watching it for 10 minutes. Was it white? Was it red? Was it orange? Or was it green? The signs on the apartment blocks, and I'm talking about the ones on Sarah's own apartment block, on the housing estate, were what colour? White, red, orange, or green? And you can't go back and look. 1, 2, 3, or 4, guys. I love these. And this is the last question.
Sarah Boone needed a lawyer.
She sure did. She sure did. Oh, this is just too much fun. Yeah, I do know that there were some different colour signs throughout the place, but the one on Sarah's building in her block, they were green, and Dali got it, Scott. And then on bronze, Old Line Red, Max Miller, and Half Irish. Mavka missed out on that one. Oh my God, Half Irish! Half Irish, our 6-time champion, is now 7-time champion. Yes, Sarah Boone. She has finally, Half Irish has finally made it back to her podium thanks to Sarah Boone. And then we have Jean Marie up on the leaderboard and Mavka up on the leaderboard. For the first time, we have 3 new people up on the leaderboard, and Scott Wade is 4th. Scott, you arrived late. How did you do that? Dali Talk. Wow, you didn't boomer for a change. Online Red. Oh, Online Red, you broke your streak. Oh well, you'll be back. You'll be back. Oh my God, my daughter just messaged me and said, Half Irish winner like Chazzle Dazzle? Can you believe that? You got rooked. Okay, FYI, my daughter used to play along sometimes when we did the Chandler Halderson trial, and she's a big fan of Half Irish. And then we had Bronze, Aussie, Bob, Masavo, FFS for fuck's sake, and Mimsy, Tony, Beautiful Waterfall, Max Mirror, The Content Lasagna, Unknown Blue, 305 ST. Hang on, can I see the rest of these? Let me fix this up. Why is it not showing me the rest? Char Diggy. What is going on? Why? It's my stupid software. KLF, Char Diggy, Mandy Strong, and Barbara S. I'm going to fix that so I can see the rest and take a proper screenshot for you and put it on our Discord. If you're not on our Discord, then you need to be on our Discord. I'm also going to put it on our community page, and I'm going to tweet it as well. Chargy, you didn't really lose. Like, there's 60-something people in chat, and you made it onto the leaderboard, so that's something. Maybe they didn't all play. I don't know. You did good. We finally get fiber to the curb as of last week. Oh, well done. Okay, that's cool. Cool. All right. So yeah, we're gonna do more. You got burned on the view. We're gonna do more. So this is a practice run for when the trial happens. When the trial happens, there's gonna be more at stake. There's gonna be more competition. People. So this is practicing. Yeah? Practicing. That was fun. All right, and hang on a minute. You, come here. Oh, come here, little one. Oh. Suni wants to say goodbye. Say goodbye. Oh, bye. All right, give me 2 seconds. Well, I think, is David still going? Is David still going? Let me see. Yes, he is. Yes, he is indeed. So, or is he? Yes, he is. We are going to go and raid Mr. MLS God of Law, because why not indeed? So just give me 1 second to set that up. Thank you everybody for being here. Now there is a hearing. What day of the week is it? Beautiful Waterfall. Is it Thursday? I think it is Thursday, because it's the same day as the Coburger hearing, unfortunately. So I think I have to choose Boone. I think I have to choose my girl, because my girl is going to trial really, really soon. And who is? Oh, MLS God of Law. So David, he is one of our favorite streamers. He helped Dali and I get our channel off the ground, and he is talking about the What the Hales case right now. So I'll send you guys over there. Just say hello, Raid. And that would be wonderful if you would do that. If you want to head off somewhere else, totally understand, but it'd be really sweet if you'd go over there and just say hi. Give him a little bit of a look and a like. Yeah, later in the week, there will be a Sarah Boone hearing. That will be Thursday. Today, what day is it for you guys today? Because it's my Wednesday. So it's Tuesday for you, right? It's Tuesday for you guys. I never have to. I always have to work it out, because it's I'm a day ahead of you. I'm in the future. I'm in the future. So there we go. I'm just going to redirect and save. Let's go. Okay, Thursday. Oh, yes, and Dali has the Hannah hearing. So Hannah Gutierrez Reed, she's trying to get home. She's doing her best. So more of that. So I'll see you tomorrow for something else. We might look at the Corey Richards hearing tomorrow. So that's the lady who allegedly poisoned her husband with some fentanyl in a Moscow Mule in Utah. We may look at that or not, but sure, Dali will be doing something tomorrow as well. Thank you everyone for hanging out. Justice for Sarah Boone, justice for everybody, because if we don't have justice for our defendants, we have no justice for anybody. And thank you everybody for being so open-minded. I love it. Thanks, Hella, that was fun. It was fun, wasn't it? It was. All right, love you all. Not sure about tomorrow, Dali said. Okay, cool. Well, we are doing the music, and I don't care what my daughter says from the next room, because she's been whining about the rock music lately. I can play another one of my outro songs, but I'm going to do it just to annoy her. Let's go.
Her name was Helen. She was an artist. She was a fake lawyer from the future. She got on YouTube and made some live streams. The co-host is Darby and she dances sometimes. The words are always so loud, and because she's an 803. To be attention, excited utterance. Her cat is staring for me.